Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste. Ever since the publication of my new book, Chatuh Shloki Manusmriti, many of you have asked me about what the book is about, what are its contents. You have asked me whether we can see the content page, just so to get an idea about what all the book covers. So I thought I'll make this short video to speak about this. So as the title of the book says, Chatuh Shloki Manusmriti, an English commentary. The book is basically a commentary on the Chatuh Shloki. Chatuh Shloki means 4 verses, the first 4 verses of Manusmriti. Manusmriti as a text contains more than 2600 verses, of which the book deals with only the opening 4 verses. The reason why these 4 verses have been chosen is because they are very crucial. They act as a gateway to understand the entire text of Manusmriti, to understand the entire genre of Dharmashastra, because they enunciate what in the Shastra tradition is called as Anubandha Chatushta. That is the fourfold connections, such as what is the subject matter dealt in the text, uh, who is the adhikari, or the who is the seeker, what are the qualities of the seeker, or what are the competencies of seeker, or what kind of audience for whom the text is teaching, is imparting its knowledge. And all these details, the purpose of the text, the end goal or the phala or the final result that will arise from studying this text, what is the utility of this text. So all these questions are answered in this Anubandha Chatushtaya, and this has been elaborated in the book. And these are very important because many of the misconceptions are because of lack of correct knowledge about what Dharma is about, what Dharmashastra is about, what is the purpose of Dharmashastra, what is the purpose and relevance of Smriti Shastras. See, all this basic knowledge about what is the definition of Dharma. So all these very basic questions, they remain unanswered or taken for granted in contemporary discourse. So a thorough first hand inquiry is done, a detailed inquiry is done in this book on all these questions, and therefore we require it will reflect in the book. The book has 2 parts. The section 1 has introductory articles, 3 chapters, and the section 2 has the actual commentary on the 4 verses of Manusmriti, and there are also 3 appendix chapters. So in the section 1 we have 3 chapters that we have is chapter 1 is origination, transmission and authorship of Manusmriti. Is the text a patchwork or a careful consideration, a careful construction? So as you can see in the very title, it deals with very important questions such as who is the author of Manusmriti, or how do we deal with the question of authorship, how old is it, how was it transmitted, what is its origin. So there are a lot of misconceptions on these issues, so these are dealt with in this chapter. The second chapter in the first section is place and function of Dharmashastra in Hindu worldview. Again, a very important chapter which identifies, which responds to opinions and allegations or viewpoints which say that Dharmashastra texts such as Manusmriti is not relevant today. They are outdated models, they are outdated texts, putting forward a worldview, putting forward a society which is no longer relevant today in the contemporary times. So all these misconceptions are there about the nature of the text and the relevance of the text. Some of them are taken up in this chapter. And the third chapter is very important. It is titled Decoding Manusmriti, Some Pointers to Make Sense of the Dharmashastra Text. In this chapter, we deal with lot of basic fundamental ideas, foundational ideas, which are very necessary to even to begin the journey to unravel the teachings of the Manusmriti in particular, but also in all the Dharmashastra texts. So, some basic misconceptions are cleared, some basic ideas, foundational ideas are shared in this chapter. So, this is the first section. In the second section, as I mentioned, uh, there is a detailed commentary of all the first four verses of Manusmriti, wherein each verse is taken and meanings of each word in that verse is given, and then a detailed elaboration, an inquiry, and a discussion is taken about what is the complete significance of that word, what are the implications of that word. And once the verse, word by word explanation is over, towards the end there is analysis and discussion about the larger implications and some underlying doubts, some other aspects of related aspects to the issue, and also in this some opponents views, the purva pakshas are taken up and responded. So all this comes in analysis and discussion. So like this, after doing a detailed analysis and the commentary on the first four verses, we have three appendix chapters. The first appendix chapter is titled Hindu Conception of Varna, exploring its multifaceted nature. This is a very elaborate chapter. This itself occupies, I think, more than 50-60 pages, because it is perhaps one of the very detailed, elaborate treatment on what Varna is. There is again a very lot of misconception. There is a lot of controversy on what is Varna. Is it caste? Is it jati? Is it by birth? Is it by guna? And is it by karma? Or is it a oppressive structure, or is it a egalitarian structure? Or so there is lot of confusion, lot of political interests and ideological interests at play when we speak of Varna. So this chapter, however, wants to put forward an authentic perspective from Hindu Shastras. It does a, I would say, pretty exhaustive. It is not. It may not cover every evidence in every citation in every text present, but it tries to justify um, its positions using a exhaustive analysis from across the text, from the Veda Samhita to Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishads to the Smriti Shastras, the Itihasa Purana Shastras, and other texts. So it is a comprehensive, a 360-degree presentation on what Varna is, its multifaceted nature, what exactly it is, and with the emphasis on a very important aspect which is missing in the contemporary debate, which is the ritualistic dimension of Varna Dharma, the ritualistic definition of Varna. Because often when we speak of Varna, we immediately jump in as a social grouping, as a grouping of actions or professions and all. So yeah, or it is a guna based psychological grouping into buckets. So these are the more prevalent contemporary understanding. Sometimes when we speak of Varna, whether is it by birth or is it by guna, etc., the ritualist dimension is missed. So this ritual dimension, this Shastriya dimension is brought forth in that chapter. I think I am hopeful that a lot of misconceptions about Varna will be removed by this chapter. And then in the appendix 2 is the chapter titled Antarprabhava in Surendra Kumar's Vishuddha Manusmriti, a critical examination in the view of its professed revisionist interpretation. This is basically an examination of Vishuddha Manusmriti brought out by Dr. Surendra Kumar, whose position is that more than half of Manusmriti's interpolation is a later addition, and he makes many other claims in his books. So I have merely examined the usage of a single word Antar Prabhava, for which the traditional Samskrita commentaries give a particular meaning, but Dr. Surendra Kumar rejects that meaning and gives a different meaning. So I examine in detail his arguments, each and every single argument that he gives in this matter, and it is examined, and it is there is a rebuttal also. There is a counter of those views also. And finally, there are the last appendix chapter is basically, um, as many of you might know, I had requested Sri Kushagra Anikeji to write a stuti in Samskrita praising Swayambhuva Manu, to include with the Mangalacharana in the beginning of the book. So I had also requested him, and he kindly agreed to also translate that stuti into English. So this translation is included as the appendix 3. So after that, of course, there is the end notes and bibliography and everything is there. So I hope this video will be helpful to those who wanted to have a peek into the book about what are the contents of it. The focus of the book is to provide access to a deeper understanding of Manusmriti in particular, but also to the Dharmashastra, Smriti Shastra in general, because today we always speak about Dharma, this, Dharma, that, and we use this term pretty loosely, and we use it in a way that is convenient to us. I mean, whatever we feel is Dharma, whatever we think is Dharma, whatever we want to be Dharma, will be designated as Dharma. But then that makes the term Dharma pretty vague, without any anchor, without any proper definite definition. But however, that is not the case. Dharma is a Shastriya concept. By Shastriya concept, I mean a concept which is expounded in the Shastras, in the Veda, Itihasa, Purana, Smriti, and other Shastras. So it is being a concept enunciated, put forward in the Shastras. It is imperative that we understand the Shastriya view of Dharma. So this book is an attempt to it is a result of my own journey into Dharma Shastra to understand what Dharma is, and I am sharing this journey with all of you, so that you can also join in this journey, dive deep into the Dharma Shastra, to begin the journey at least in the Dharma Shastra, because in contemporary times we have been working by borrowing worldviews and frameworks and of analysis from the West, from the contemporary world. But this is not a Indic drishti, this is not a indigenous drishti to us, it is not a Hindu Sanatana Dharma drishti to us. If we want to revive Hindu Dharma, if we want to revive Indian civilization, an Indian way of life, Indian approach to all the issues, be it socio-cultural civilization issues, then we have to develop Indic drishti, and that is what IKS, Indian Knowledge System, is all about, the Bharatiya Jnana Parampara. So for that, a very important part of this Jnana Parampara is Dharma Shastra, and Dharma is very, very intimately linked to socio-cultural issues, civilization issues. So without studying, without diving deep into this Dharma Shastra, we will not be able to create our own discourse, our own narratives, our own worldview on all these very, very burning issues, be it abortion, be it say artificial intelligence or cloning or any other socio-cultural issues that is affecting us today, even including the current war, for example, the current engagement, the war on terror that India is waging with Pakistan. So all these issues have the Dharma Shastras have a say on these issues. It is not that the word of the Dharma Shastra, the immediate question is, are these not very old texts? Are we saying that we have to use this pretty outdated text. I think this is a fundamental misunderstanding. The purpose of this Shastra is to give ideas and principles and frameworks which are eternally valid, and we can derive various teachings, various, we can contemporize them, we can contextualize them to as is relevant to deal with contemporary issues and challenges. So since I mentioned the Indian response to the terror, so for example, in the Raj Dharma of the Manusmriti itself, it speaks about how it is the duty of a government, duty of a king or a government, to ensure that those who hurt the citizens, those who are enemies of the state, should be coercively dealt with, and if coercion does not work, then they should be dealt with the force. So these are the very ideas, perpetual ideas, which are always relevant to us. So I hope you will join with me, join a journey on to Manusmriti and more broadly to Dharmashastra with me with this book. The book is now available on Amazon, Padega India, Hindu eShop, Flipkart, and also on many major bookstores. So please check out the book, read the book, share it with your friends and family, and most importantly, do drop in a comment, your feedback on Amazon, on Goodreads, and other platforms, and share it on social media with your followers and friends and everybody. Spread the word. Thank you. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha.